How you live, how you buy food, how you can,
Well, I was on the streets.
Yeah.
But
before go to jail, when you robbing, have you ever heard anybody?
8 o'clock onwards.
Really? So daytime you don't have place?
No, in the daytime it was just hanging around the streets, hanging around with other people. And sometimes I'd sleep rough, and I remember waking up freezing cold in a doorway. The cold was waking me up, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I just thought, like, what's happening? And in a sense, I kind of wanted some help, but I couldn't get any.
Because there is no one really like close with you to guide you, I guess.
No,
like family or close relative want to look after you. That really put weight in your mind.
Yeah.
And that's really like make you depressed or something like that.
Yeah, really depressed. I mean, as a child, all you kind of want is a parent and a role model and someone.
That's true.
And when you haven't got that, I mean, it's incredibly hard to do.
What the life for? That's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Why I'm living for? Just enjoy with drug or something like that, and then forget all the stress in your mind.
Yeah.
That's very common here, isn't it? When someone have a problem, like feel like not belong to anywhere, not belong to anyone, and then you just like, all right, then I just use drug. So forget about it. The way you deal with it, isn't
it's a coping mechanism, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a coping mechanism.
So you don't need to think too much.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So how you live, how you buy food, how you can,
Well, I was on the streets.
Yeah.
I shoplifted a lot, so I was a prolific shoplifter.
What do you mean, like
stealing? Stealing out of shops.
Oh my God, mate.
So I had to kind of just, I was kind of looking after, I was an unofficial carer of my brother, so I used to go in the shops and rob his food, and then we'd eat it, or I'd go and rob stuff and sell it for money, and that's kind of all I knew at that point.
How you rob it?
Well, basically,
I want to know.
I'm
not gonna rob it anyway.
but basically it started off just kind of going into shops and then concealing things up my top or down my pants, and then eventually when I got a bit crazy, I was going in with a bag.
Really?
Yeah, so I'd go into this is probably, and then I'd walk to the door, and then the alarm would go off, and then I'd just run as fast as I could.
No one screamed to you or like shut you up?
Some people chased me. Sometimes I got arrested, but whenever I get arrested, they'd just leave. They'd let me out with bail.
So they're just warning you, like.
Yeah, and then they put me on like a drugs rehabilitation order, which is like them trying to help me.
Okay, it's not like classified as crime.
No. Well,
it's crime, but they have a reason why you do the crime.
Yeah, because I had a solicitor that used to kind of tell them a bit about myself, and then she used to fight me corner.
Right, it's not like doing that to be a rich, to earn money, but you did that because you have a problem.
Yeah.
And in terms of drug or money.
Yeah, it was basically like my survival. Like that's all I kind of knew at that point in time. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And eventually, it got to the point. I remember one day the judge said to me, he said, Mr. Haynes, we can't let you out of here today because the last time we let you out, within 1 hour on record, you went and committed another offence. So he was like, we're gonna have to send you to prison.
For how long?
I got 8 months, but I'd only have to serve 4 of those with good behaviour.
So you've been good and then jail. So you go to jail.
Yeah, I went to jail. I was how old was I was 19 when I went to prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, before go to jail, when you robbing, have you ever hurt anybody?
I've never hurt anybody.
Oh, that's good to hear that.
I've only stole from the big shops. Because, like I didn't believe in robbing off people. Like the shops, the big shops and stuff.
No, I mean hurting physically.
No, I've never physically hurt anyone.
Not like come smash the window and then bang bang, I'm gonna rob you like that.
No, I've never done stuff like that. No.
So you just like a kid that wants food, that wants money, and you just grab. And then steal it and then run away.
Yeah, I remember because someone I was on the streets with actually showed me how to do it. So she nicked some coffee from the shop, took me to the pub, sold it, and then once I seen it, it was kind of like monkey see, monkey do, and then I kind of just took it to the extreme and
monkey see, monkey do. Yeah, exactly.
You know, like I kind of just learned from other people.
Right.
Because when you're on the streets, there's a lot of people on the streets, and it's like a community in a sense, but everyone's up to little things, you know, like dodgy things. Like it's not a good community. Everyone's ripping each other off, and
so many people out there still like you now.
Yeah, I mean, my brother, for an example, he's still doing what I used to do. Like, I don't think he shoplifts, but he's still either sleeping rough in night shelters.
Try to survive every day.
Yeah, trying to. And I've offered him help, and I've offered him to come up here, but he doesn't want it at this point in time because he's so caught up in his drug addiction.
So then, how you experience in prison?
I mean, prison. All I thought about prison is what you see on the movies. So, in my head, I was absolutely petrified. I remember that moment when he said, "You go to prison." I was just like, "Wow!" It's like I never thought it had happened.
Be real.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Wow!"
Because you're thinking they're gonna let you go because you're just stealing.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
And I kind of thought like, wait, it's like in my head it was like the world had done me wrong. So I was kind of thinking, how am I going to prison for this? And I was like, it's this person's fault, this person's fault.
How old were you then? 19?
Yeah, when I went to prison, yeah. So
about 2 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Oh God.
And when I went to prison, I was petrified. So you go on they're called wings. So you go on an induction wing, and then right the minute you go on the induction wing, there's loads of different people doing loads of different things. You've got like, I mean, I was in prison with murderers, and all as I was a petty shoplifter. And yeah,
So you went to adult prison then?
Well, it was YOs, which is youth offenders, mixed with cons, which is over 21s. So, and on the first wing I was on, I remember just being petrified because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going to happen to me, and it's a different world in prison. It's a whole different ball game, and I was quite a young, vulnerable person as well. I remember I went into prison. I was 8.5 stone, so I was incredibly underweight. And then I was put on an induction wing. And then after that, I was moved on to another wing, Valentine Red, which it was called, because they've all got different names.
How big's your room in the prison?
Oh, it's I think it's 4 by 12. I think they said it's really small. It's probably
around. Is it?
It's about half of this living room here. It's about,
you got television and stuff.
You've got a TV,
okay,
but you've got to work. So you work and you earn about £15 a week. So it's incredibly like.
What did you do for work in prison?
Well, I was quite lucky. I landed a really good job. There were birds of prey in the prison. It sounds quite unbelievable.
What prey?
Do you know birds of prey, hawks, owls?
Okay.
Because someone actually set up a kind of like rehabilitation kind of thing, and you had birds of prey, beehives, a radio centre. So I was training I was flying birds of prey and looking after them every day. That was my job, along with 5 other inmates. And
then you get paid on it?
Yeah. It was only £15 a week, but in prison, that gets you through, because you get your 3 meals a day, and then you've got £15 to spend on, you know, little things here and there. Yeah.
How many people in one room?
Well, the wing I got moved to, it was single pads, so it was just me. But beforehand, it's 2 people in one room with the bunk beds.
Oh, okay.
And it's it gets incredibly, you know, like, because there's 2 of you in a tiny little room, and it's just, it's not really ideal.
And the toilet there as well.
There's a toilet there as well, so you can imagine how it is if you're with someone and sharing a room and then they take a toilet. And
It is. No judge about what you don't, and you know, and that's part of your life. And then it's good to know that you want to do it better. So what makes you now to do different for your life?
Well, when I went to prison, I kind of had it was like an epiphany. I kind of thought, is this really the life I want to be living? And then I had a couple people helping me along the way, and I kind of realised that, you know, there's a lot more better things to be doing out there. You know, like I can do good, I can help people. And even though I didn't have the best upbringing and the best parents, I've just kind of got to use that in my strength. You know, I've got to use that to motivate me and think, you know what, even though I hadn't been given this, I can give myself what I haven't had. And then I just kind of realised, you know, I want to be doing good. I don't want to be living a life of crime and living on the streets and stuff like that. So when I got out of prison, I did a rehabilitation.
Right.
So that was
in prison, did you receive any assault or from people, from anyone?
I didn't get assaulted in prison, but I'd seen a guy get robbed for his chain. I'd seen drugs getting through into the jail. I'd seen fights, but luckily I didn't get harmed or anything like that. In jail it can either make you a lot worse, or you can use it to your advantage and
to get better. If you really want to do it.
If you really want to do it, and it depends what avenues you go down. So you can engage in services within the prison, and if they see you want help, they'll give it you. So like when I was moved onto the family intervention wing, opposed to the other wings, they were like jungles, and then this wing was kind of like civilization. I was told a few rules when I went on to this other wing. It was no violence, no bullying, no disrespect, and no loud music after 9 o'clock. And then I was just, and the other wing I was on, it was complete chaos. You know, people pushing into, people getting beaten up for pushing into the queue. So you had to be incredibly
strong.
Yeah, like a lot. I mean, I remember a few days I was just like I was just thinking, wow, you know, I can't do this. I really can't do it. And then I went and spoke to the priest in the jail, and then he gave me some rosary beads and he blessed them, and then he was like, you're gonna get through this. And then like before you knew it, I had quite a good reputation in the jail, because I used to go to the church in there, and I used to preach a psalm out the Bible, and then people used to know me as the bird man or the bee whisperer, because I was doing the birds of prey and the beekeeping.
So for you, would you like to come back to jail?
No, I've always told people it was my first and my last time in jail.
Well done.
It's no life. It's no life. I think, to be honest, I was kind of blessed. In a way, I see it as a blessing to have that experience and go through such an amount of pain at a young age, because it's given me a lot of lessons, a lot of valuable lessons. Even though it's a dangerous place, it taught me the best lessons of my life. You know?
Of course. Went to rehabilitation.
Yeah.
So how was that?
Well, it was like it was a massive stately mansion in the middle of nowhere, in Lancaster. So it was completely out of the way. I remember when I arrived, I thought, wow, this is I don't know if I'll be able to stick this out. And then I did 8 months in there altogether. It was a treatment, looking at yourself, you know, like looking at your behaviours, counselling, therapies.
Can you go out, for example, from that mention?
Every 2 weeks you can go to town, but you have to be accompanied by someone who's been at the rehab for a while, and you're not allowed out on your own, you know, unsupervised.
So you arrive there, you're thinking you're not sure you're gonna do it. So what make you stay there?
Well, it was kind of just that want and that need for a better life, you know.
So you're thinking, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I have to do this.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, I just do it. There's no point go out.
Yeah.
And then go back to the streets again.
I knew it was either that or go back to the old life, and I didn't want that, you know what I mean?
So during your time in jail, you don't touch any drug at all?
No drugs in jail.
No drug, but you're alright with that?
Yeah. Like, I did really well in jail. Like, you know, I engaged with the drug services, the substance misuse team, which give me a lot of support.
So why you still need to go to rehab? So you're out there, and then what in your mind? Where you going? Where sedih juga ya guys, keluar dari semua yang dia sudah lakuin, jalanin untuk ini, untuk bersih, untuk memulai kehidupan baru, tapi masih nggak pergi ke tempat keluarganya karena nggak ada, dan dia harus berjuang lagi